Hello, my name is Keith Redding. I'm the Director of Research for Morguard, and this is the 2023 Canadian Economic Outlook and Market Fundamentals Report. Canada's economic recovery, which boosted employment levels and demand, as well as the loosening and subsequent removal of pandemic-related restrictions, contributed to the increased demand for purpose-built multi-suite residential segments in 2022. Demand pressure in the multi-suite residential rental sector increased as international migration grew, post-secondary and international students returned to in-person classes, and young workers were able to secure employment and subsequently look for rental accommodation. In 2023, investor confidence will remain strong in the multi-suite residential rental sector as demand continues to outpace supply. Rents continued to steadily increase by 7.7% year-over-year as of July 2022, as reported by Rentals.ca. Consequently, investment sales activity climbed to record high levels in 2022. Canada's multi-suite residential rental market vacancies will continue to tighten and rents will continue to rise, largely driven by strong demand patterns and the high cost of home ownership across the country. Despite a measure of near-term uncertainty, investors will continue to exhibit confidence in Canada's multi-suite residential rental sector during 2023. Retail leasing activity increased significantly during 2022 with the continued removal of pandemic restriction on brick-and-mortar store physical capacity. Vacancies leveled off in certain market segments, having steadily climbed across much of the country in the past 2 years. Looking ahead to 2023, we anticipate Canada's retail leasing market will continue to stabilize. Retail property sector risk will remain somewhat elevated during 2023, given an anticipated economic slowdown. Office property and leasing market performance patterns were mixed throughout 2022 due to the ongoing impact of the pandemic on businesses and their employees. The combination of the recent interest rate hikes, near record high inflation, and an uncertain economic outlook will continue to create headwinds for Canada's office sector over the near term. Office leasing activity increased during 2022 with the removal of pandemic restrictions on physical building capacity. However, vacancy rates and occupancy levels varied across the country. By the midway mark of 2022, Canada's office leasing market vacancy rate had reached a 20-year high. Canada's leasing market will continue to experience headwinds throughout 2023 as rising interest rates and an increasingly uncertain economic outlook will compel some tenants to postpone long-term leasing decisions. The outlook for Canada's industrial leasing market is generally positive for 2023. However, supply will remain highly constrained across much of the country. By the midway mark of 2022, the national industrial leasing market availability rate stood at an all-time low of 1.6% of the more than 1.9 billion square feet of built industrial space in Canada. Industrial leasing demand continued to outpace supply as companies searched for warehouse, distribution, and logistics spaces across Canada. As availability dwindled and rents increased, construction activity rose sharply. Investors will continue to exhibit confidence in Canada's industrial sector over the near term, given relatively strong leasing market fundamentals and attractive property yields. Thank you for joining today's presentation of Morguard's 2023 Canadian Economic Outlook and Market Fundamentals Report.